Hello, everybody. I'm Jackie K. Cooper, and my entertainment rundown for today is a review of the movie Castle in the Ground. Now, Castle in the Ground was one of these movies that was created last year, and it was supposed to be released this year. It was supposed to play in movie theaters. It had gotten some advanced, good reviews on the festival circuit. And then the coronavirus came, and movie theaters shut down. So it's being released on pay-per-view and other outlets where you can watch it. But it has a cast that has Alex Wolff and Imogen Poots and Tom Cullen, not major stars, but Alex Wolff is pretty well known. He's made several other films, and you'll recognize him once you see him. But this is a movie that takes place in Canada in 2012, and it's about the onset of the opioid addiction that has covered the country in certain areas, maybe all areas, but it certainly is a crisis. And there's been a lot of money and time and effort and scientific and medicinal programs created to try to combat it. But in this case, it's about Alex Wolff's character. He plays a 19-year-old living in Canada in an apartment with his mother, played by Neve Campbell. Neve Campbell. She used to be on Party of Five, a TV show that was very popular years ago. I can't believe she's old enough to play Alex Wolff's mother now, but excuse me, she is. But she has an illness, and she seems to be getting worse. But he has devoted himself to caring for her. He's put aside any plans for college. He keeps saying, "You've got to go to school." He says, "When you get better, I'll go to school. We'll handle that then." And she takes medications for pain, and he has to prepare her medications for her. And you get the impression that she has become more and more dependent on these medications. Perhaps addicted would be the right word. But he cannot refuse her when she asks for more and more of these medications. And there are dangers of combining the medications that could be fatal, that type of thing. During this time, there is a young woman played by Imogen Poots who moves in across the hall. She plays her music loud day and night, and he finally goes across the hall to ask her if she would keep the music lower because he has a sick mother. And then he becomes entangled in her life because she is a recovering addict. She's on methadone and is progressing toward other drugs. And so he becomes involved in her life and the whole drug culture. And that's what the film is about. It's not a happy-go-lucky film in any sort, sense of the word. It paints a bleak picture of illness, drug addiction, whatever. The acting is good. Alex Wolff, is a somber young actor, and he has kind of an air of melancholy about him. I'm a big fan of Neve Campbell's. I've always been a fan of hers, and she does a good job as the mother. Imogen Poots, who plays a woman across the hall, is not quite as impressive to me. She kind of is a one-note character. But the film could hold your interest in some way. It didn't hold mine that much. I just don't like those dark journeys that this film takes you into. The film is not rated, but it would probably get an R because of profanity, violence, and drug use. So I would think it would probably fall in the R-rated category. I scored it 4 out of 10. The acting is good. It's like a lot of these films that have to do with drug addiction or people's illnesses in that way. It has good acting to carry the story, but the story is not balanced enough. It's just a one-note sound of despair and hopelessness. So I could only score it 4 out of 10. Reach down there, hit your subscriber button. We want you to be on board with this journey that we're taking. We're going to keep telling you about these movies that aren't being able to be released in movies, but they're coming up available on television during one venue or another. So we're going to keep telling you about them. So stay tuned. At least you'll know what's going on. But for today, this has been Jackie K. Cooper's Entertainment Rundown with a review of Castle in the Ground.